Hello and welcome to this lecture for Adobe Photoshop by Eduonics. In this lecture we're going to be talking about the histogram and curves and colors in general. And here I've drawn out with a brush with I've drawn out three basic colors: red, green, and blue. And as you can see, I just used one hue. This is my blue I used, and the hue is 235 through the whole thing. It varies in brightness because of the flow of the brush was set to 50%. When the flow is set to 50, you get that difference, whereas here's 100. But it's the same thing. This is all hue, so it's the same hue no matter where you get it from. As you see, that circle doesn't change. Even though it kind of starts to look purple, that's just the way blending looks. But as you can see, with just green, blue, and red of one hue each, so that it's not like an orange, a red, and a yellow red worked in there, it only lights up these very specific parts of the histogram. If we put a full color photo on there and we lose these, then we lose our spikes. And this thing on the far right is just kind of like a false positive. Really it should just be gray, so just ignore the thing if there's something on the right for you. In this image we can see that we have a lot of darks, and we have green, blue, and red, green, and blue. In high concentrations on the left side, and that basically just means dark, and on the right is lights. If we were to make an adjustment layer above it for brightness and contrast, we can see this. As I raise the brightness, everything kind of loses its color in a very regimented way, and this is actually what gives it that processed look. It's the same thing as when you're seeing these stripes right here. When we add brightness, we're increasing the light all the way up to here. And when we take away brightness, it goes down to here. In naturally dark images, you'll see a lot of this, but without the comb look, without the very incremented fade here. It'll just look smooth like a normal picture, pretty much like that. It won't look so jagged. And yeah, the naturally dark ones will be will basically look like that, have that general shape. Let's take this to normal levels. I like to just highlight this box and go 0, tab 0. So we're at normal levels now, and something I would typically do in this situation is lower the contrast. And I would do it a lot. You can lose some of your blacks that way in a way that doesn't disrupt the photograph. I'm going to duplicate this and go to an adjustment layer of hue saturation. I'm going to clip the layer to the very bottom photo. I'm going to hit this one on color. Okay. Now I'm going to hit colorize over here, and we have a very luminescent color effect now. And I encourage you to do this with photos that have a broad range of black and white like this one does, and play around with the effects and see what you can get from it. But histogram is something that you can easily just open up, and it'll take the total of your image. And it also has the option here to just do the selected layer, which is really handy. So if I select this one, it's going to be pretty much just blue because this is linked directly to this hue saturation level, which is in the blue right here. If I click on this one, it's the natural image. So with just this main flower layer, we can see that everything's very heavy in the darker pixels for each of the colors. Now if you only want to show one channel, just go up here, red or green or blue in this main area. Or you can show alpha channels, which currently there are none. Luminosity, you can show all the colors at once, which I think that one's pretty handy. Luminosity is showing the brightness in general. And here with the colors, we can just see each of these overlaid in their individual colors. So I'm going to use a curves adjustment layer. And before that, I'm going to change this back to entire image. And now I go just to my top layer just to make sure everything is under it, and go to new adjustment layer, which is the circle icon in the bottom of layers, and go up to curves. And under curves I can select red, green, or blue. And this is a histogram. I wanted to mention that because while this is the histogram and it shows the overall, so does this, because it's an adjustment layer and it's affecting everything under it. And this, it's going to overlay histograms over your curve, so you know what parts of the what groupings of pixels that you're editing. But that's just what a histogram is. It's just the stuff on the inside. Like, you don't need this panel if you're going to be having properties open all the time or anything like that, although it can be kind of helpful if you have this set to colors, for example. So I can create curves just like this. If I want to reset them, I click this button right here. It'll reset all of my curves, and as you can see, the histogram is keeping up with this, so I do like to have this open at the same time. So there's a number of ways I can improve this image, just as an example. So if I hit this button to reset it, and I can use this eyedropper to set all the different levels. I like that one right there. You have a lot of different options over here too, like previous state, and it just goes away when I let go. You have this smooth the curve values. You're also able to sample darks. With this, which we'll explain in further videos, with the curves adjustment layer, we'll explain that along with all kinds of different ones in further videos. When you have a curve that you like though, or any adjustment layer, just deactivate it and create a new one. If you don't want it in your photo at the moment, you can have as many of those as you like. That pretty much does it for the histogram and a brief introduction into these curves, into levels in general, which is what the histogram represents. And thanks for watching, and make sure you practice a lot and get the hang of all these things.